6 o'clock, it's time for us to start. I call this meeting to order.
First, I gotta like,
Everybody's ready?
Yep, we're ready.
Okay. Call to order the city council meeting for May 13th. Marcy?
Briggs,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Williams,
yes.
Miller, Hay,
Yes.
Next thing is approval of minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Okay, going to our fourth item on the agenda, we have, looks like 3 resolutions, reading by title only and passage. First one is bill number 2024-23. It has to do with petroleum products. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Sharon, this is our next phase of our summer street maintenance programs. This is the chip seal projects for the summer. We bid this as part of the cooperative bidding that we do with Boone County, Callaway County, and so on. And to cover the details of the bids, Drew Wolford.
Good evening, council. I believe this is our 4th year of this particular project, and I want to issue a special thanks to Boone County for supporting this and allowing us to do a joint advertisement. We feel this gives us quite a bit better pricing than if we were to bid this out locally just ourselves. Our quantities are quite a bit lower when you compare us with the whole entire project. So as part of this process, Boone County advertised and held the bid opening, and they received 2 bids as part of this project, one being from Missouri Petroleum Products Company, LLC, out of St. Louis, Missouri, and that bid was for $92,715.34 for the for the Mexico portion, my apologies. The amount covered in our work this year is nearly 25,800 square yards of residential streets, primarily in the north central portion of town. You can think Mary Street and around there, Lakenan, all those streets that are up kind of north central portion of town. Again, this has been a product we have used for 4 years now, I believe, and the same company has done work all those 4 years. We've been pleased with their work, haven't had problems, and so we are recommending the council proceed to pass the attached resolution by title only. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Drew, I'm not trying to prolong this, but just for my own information, how does this work when we do the co-op with Fulton and Callaway and Boone and
So we send them our anticipated quantities. We generally include a list of streets and a map, and then they compile it all together for us. And because they're doing it already, they're in somewhat of a vested interest as well, because if they get more entities to join, they get better pricing too. So by the time you add in all of these quantities together, they advertise it in I think it's the Columbia Missourian, if I'm not mistaken, and then they have their own website that they do, because they have so much work that they do each year in public works there. They have their own procurement website, and so they advertise it there, and through all of that, they get bids back. They had 2, with Vance Brothers being the other one for this, and these are typical, just FYI, there's a handful of contractors that typically would bid on a chip seal project in our area, and these 2 are very common to see, and through all of that, then they pass that off to each community. We essentially execute our own contract with Missouri Petroleum, and then we move forward under the terms of our own contract at that point.
So when they send out the request for proposal, they delineate Mexico this, Callaway this, and Fulton this, and Columbia this, or have...
They do show that.
Whoever bids it knows what's going to Mexico with that?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
So they don't have to move equipment back and forth. They can come up and do a bulk mass at one spot, so, yeah.
That's exactly right.
They do good work, so much pleased from the ones we had several years back. So I make a motion to read bill number 2024-23.
Second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Bill number 2024-23, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign contract documents with Missouri Petroleum Products Company, LLC for the 2024 chip seal project. I move for passage of bill number 2024-23.
Second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
All right. Moving on to Bill number 2024-24. It's a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign contract documents with Flowmaster about the animal shelter fire. Mr. Slater.
Yes, Your Honor, this, as you know, the animal shelter was damaged by fire back in December, and we've gone through quite a process of identifying what needed to be done and repaired and fixed, and we've got to that point now. And now we have bids to begin that work, and to cover the detail of the bid, once again, Drew Wilford.
Council, the shelter burnt back in December 14th. And we've, as somewhat of a background here, been working with the insurance company. Initially came out to get a initial appraisal value, which was $173,000 roughly dollars. And then after that, we ended up putting out a bid package trying to spec out how to repair the animal shelter. So you may know it's difficult sometimes to get into a more or less a remodel or a rehab. If almost the whole thing had burnt to the ground, it would be easier to put together a specification than when you're trying to rehab something that's already there. May sound a little strange there. So we ended up requiring contractors to attend a pre-bid meeting, and we had a total of 10 different contracting companies who attended that meeting. That was held on March 15th this year, and we walked through the shelter together. And through that, we actually gained quite a bit of valuable information talking with the contractors, but we also made sure everyone was on the exact same page as to what was expected for the amount of work. We provided the insurance companies review of, they provided an overview document of what was damaged, made sure that they understood that, made sure they understood our expectations on the project. And so when we went to open bids on March 29th, we ended up only getting a single bid. And that was concerning, so we did reach out to the contractors who were in attendance on that, and we did get a hold of several. And what boiled down to, it seemed, was that these contractors were already very busy, and they had, excuse me, plenty of other work lined up that was quite a bit easier than trying to rehab the existing animal shelter out there. So the single bid that we did receive was from Flowmaster Construction LLC out of Mexico, Missouri, and that was for a total, like what I'm going to call like, kind, and quality replacement of $220,201.86. Now, as part of that, we also asked for ad alternates, ways that we could improve the animal shelter. One particular way is altering the floor plans that are out there. So we're looking at removing a section of wall and then extending so that they can have some additional space for veterinary services and animal washing out there. So that ad alternate came to a total of $9,389.75. So when you look at the complete total of the project as to what we are proposing, it is a total of $229,591.61. Now, we just received confirmation on Friday, actually, that the insurance company will cover the $220,000. So that term, like, quality, and kind replacement, they will cover that amount, and then there will be a $10,000 deductible. And then we would cover the cost of the add-on out of our own pocket. So that 9,300 number roughly is what we would be proposing to cover out of the city's funds. And we propose to cover that out of $30,000 that we had planned for flooring. So we had planned on doing flooring improvements at the animal shelter. That didn't happen. We had the fire. So we have money sitting out there. We would recommend we just reallocate that money to do these flooring and floor plan improvements. It's a little bit of an atypical project. What we're looking at, though, is hopefully issuing a notice to proceed in the next couple weeks, and we anticipate the project to roughly take, I believe we gave them 90 days on the project for the contract, if I remember correctly. Might be 120, I apologize there. This is not exactly a budgeted item because it was a fire, so it would be covered out of essentially the insurance payment plus that additional add-on that I talked about earlier. So we'd recommend in proceeding with reading by title only, passage of the attached resolution. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
So Drew, having said all you've said, you're saying that when we get done with this project, I mean, it's, of course, you're talking about a burned building. Are you saying then we'll have a better quality animal shelter than we had to begin with?
I would say
Is
yes.
that what I heard you kind of?
Because of the improvements to the floor plan, yes.
Okay.
We'll have that. We're also going to have the floor in the animal shelter with the kennel area. It's going to be repainted. So there are several points which will make it an improvement over what is there.
Thank you.
So HVAC is a option? We weren't going to have HVAC in there or what?
So there was a little bit of a miscommunication. No, it was not meant to be an option. The way we approached this, we ended up trying to get as many ad alternates out there as possible so that we could judge, can we improve the HVAC system? Meaning, can we improve the heating and cooling, but also can we improve ventilation so that the smell doesn't exist? Well, we quickly found out those costs were astronomical, so we couldn't do that. But when the contractor interpreted that, they interpreted it as that is not part of the base bid. We want that separated out. Well, that wasn't the case. So when you read the bid document, you need to add the base bid and then the HVAC together to get your true cost.
Yeah.
If you don't put windows in it, it helps ventilation too.
Oh.
I move bill number 2024-24.
Second.
Briggs.
Yes.
Sweattick.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes. Bill number 2024-24, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign contract documents with Bowmaster Construction, LLC for the 2024 Animal Shelter Fire Restoration Project. I move for passage of bill number 2024-24.
Second.
Briggs.
Yes. Excuse me.
Sweattick.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes. 24 is there.
Okay, we have item C, bill number 2024-25, a resolution in support of the Section 604B Water Quality Management Planning Grant. This is offered by the Missouri Department of Natural Resources. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor. We were moving forward with doing some mapping and updating of our storm sewer maps, and we had begun a process of allocating funds for that. And then we had found out just recently, through the Mark Twain Council of Governments, that there's a grant out there that could help us do this. So this will let us take a look at getting grant funds to help us fund part of what we need to do, and so we can get this done a little quicker. So to cover the details of what we're looking at, once again, Drew Williford.
Yeah, thank you, Bruce, and that does a great job of introducing the topic. Our Regional Planning Commission, Mark Twain Regional Council of Governments, is an excellent planning committee, and they shared with us this particular grant opportunity. I don't think they knew that we were doing stormwater mapping, but it turns out that we had just started allocating money for that. Well, actually, during this fiscal year is going to be our first phase of it. So the idea of being able to add up to $50,000 for complete federal reimbursement here is a great opportunity to continue to jumpstart our stormwater mapping. So a little bit of a backstory to this is that our city is permitted by the Department of Natural Resources for a municipal separate storm sewer system to operate one of those. And as part of that permit, we're required to have a stormwater map that can be used to maintain and operate our system, but also to track whenever you have what we would call an illicit discharge. So if we have an industry discharge to our storm sewer system, with how complicated piping can get, it may be very difficult if you don't have a good map to know where that came from if it's not reported. Or if you have someone just dumping paint into a storm drain, you may see it come out into the river at some point, and you need to be able to trace that back upstream. So what this mapping would allow us to do is exactly all of that, plus begin to plan out our asset management, our ability to begin working on plans to avoid sinkholes developing from failed storm sewer. And we've had that before. In 2020, we actually ended up having a 10-foot deep sinkhole develop underneath sidewalk. And so we were fortunate in that no one got hurt in that, and we were able to complete the repair to the storm sewer. So this particular grant has zero match required, but since we are planning on allocating $35,000, we're looking at using that dollar to, in essence, increase our chances on the grant. We are looking at doing this $35,000 for the next 4 to 5 years in order to take a phased approach at stormwater mapping. So if we were able to get this $50,000, that would allow us to do nearly 2.4 times the amount of planned mapping in a single year. So we've got to have a pretty quick turnaround. We were just notified about this grant probably a couple weeks ago, I would say, and the due date is May 15th. So we would recommend proceeding with reading by title only and passage the attached resolution. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
I move for first reading on bill number 2024-25.
Second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Bill number 2024-25, a resolution in support of the Section 604B Water Quality Management Planning Grant offered through the Missouri Department of Natural Resources. I move for passage of bill number 2024-25.
Second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Okay, moving on to other business, we have claims to pay.
Make a motion to pay the bills?
Second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Discussion of May 27, 2024 meetings, the next thing on the agenda, Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, our next meeting is actually scheduled to be on Memorial Day. Assuming you don't want to be here on a holiday, we would request that you consider moving that meeting from Monday night to Tuesday night. So moving it to the 28th.
Anybody?
I have no objection.
So we would need a motion to do so.
I make a motion to move the May 27th, 2024 meeting to May 28th, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Can we change the time?
Second.
What, you want to change the time? We can. Do you want something later?
Or go earlier?
You go earlier?
Does it hurt anybody?
Entirely up to you guys.
That hurt you? We go like at 5?
Only about 5 o'clock?
Okay.
At 5 o'clock.
Okay. 5 o'clock.
Oh, wait a minute. You got a public hearing schedule.
Public hearing for 6 o'clock.
Oh,
Well, we're going to be here.
we got
at 6
public
o'clock.
I'll be late. Okay, we'll go at 6.
all right, let's stick with
So did you make a motion of 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock then.
There you go.
may I have a second?
Second.
Briggs,
yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Okay, we're down to council
comments.
comments.
Yes.
Okay, Steve, you want to start us out tonight?
I don't have anything real exciting. The end of school's coming and nice weather. I see a lot of people enjoying the parks. Just let's make sure we take care of them and pick up our trash and keep them beautiful. And I know everybody's anticipating that pool to be open, so
Yeah.
the aquatic center, so that new pool. When are you going down?
When am I going down what?
That's all I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, school will be out next week. Lots of kids will be out in the community. Pool will be open soon. Splash pad will be open soon. So that's all positives for our community. Also, give a shout out to my son's academic bowl team. They finished second in state this year, first time in school history. And also, we have a kid that's moving forward on track into the state. So congratulations to them as well.
Good, thank you.
Nothing to add?
Nothing this time? Nope.
Okay, well, I really have nothing to add either, just looking forward to, I know everybody's looking forward to graduation and it'll be exciting times. Everybody, hope the kids are careful out there, so anyway, do I have a motion? The public time. We now move on to public comment. If there's anybody here who'd like to step forward, I'm not seeing anybody, but if there's anybody here who'd like to step forward, you have 3 minutes to state your name and address. And with that,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Briggs,
yes.
Flutter,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Okay, thank you all.